Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Today's episode, we're going to talk about what transpired over the weekend and the backlash that Deion Sanders is getting from his post-game press conference. Everybody knows that coming into this year, Deion Sanders overhauled Colorado Buffaloes, and he made changes to suit himself and the benefit of the team. And when he first had his first meeting with the players, he said, I'm bringing my own luggage. I'm bringing Louis. If y'all want to jump into the transfer portal, y'all can jump into the transfer portal. But before we get off into that, I do appreciate everybody that's rocking with the podcast, everybody that's supporting the channel. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all know my mantra. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for somebody else. I see everybody in the comments. Make sure you turn your post notifications on so you'll know when Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. We ain't no one trick pony. We got the sports podcast. We got you covered in that aspect. We got you covered on all the hot topics, roundtable talk. And we got the relationship talk. We got the marriage chronicles. So I appreciate everybody that's rocking with us, man. So, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share. And like I said, I see all the comments. I respond to all the comments. There was a particular comment that I saw on my podcast that I did the other day. Somebody commented about, the backlash that Deion's getting from, his post-game press conference and all the negativity. We're going to talk about it. So we're going to get off into that. Once again, I appreciate everybody that's tuned in and rocking with me. When you come across the podcast, share the podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all our YouTube channels. Our YouTube channel is Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Follow us on all the social medias. Follow us on Facebook. Also Instagram, also TikTok. Everything is under Simply Ball Dropping. But like I said, before we get the show started, you know what I like to say, DJ, kick the beat.
Yeah. Simply Ball Dropping. What's up, family? K-Sap, we up. Ain't no stopping. I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve, making you haters believe I'm the MVP. Ask Mr. V and R&B, they do all sports, whether it's on the field or the court, from the arena to the ring. What? You want to swing? I rope a dope like the one on this boxing thing. That's a punchline. I'm the greatest of all time. That's something on your mind. Hit us up on the line for that round table talk.
Ask me Hunt and Sheena and K-Sap 2.
For their views on our dudes.
Marriage chronicles for your lovers. I'm married to the game.
The championships, the only
Time I want to ring. K-Sap, the man behind the mic. Check 1, 2.
It ain't a rap until I say it's a rap.
Let's fall through.
Pull up the hottest pod smoking. Yeah, I got you open. This freestyle brought to you by James Ford.
Paid promotion.
Yeah, Simply Ball Dropping. You know what time it is. Pull up. Chop it up with your family, man. K-Sap, what up?
And now, your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Another one.
Yes, sir. Just like that. Appreciate. Shout out to my man James the Fourth, man, for the hot intro. Okay, today's show, we're going to talk about it, man. Talk about the negative backlash that Deion Sanders is getting for his post-game press conference. A lot of beat writers out there, a lot of reporters. If you think back on August the 28th on ESPN, Tom Luginbill, he's a ESPN analyst for college football. He stated that the Colorado Buffaloes have the worst roster in college football. And a lot of people, don't like the way Deion is doing things. He's talking about he's keeping receipts, his post-game press conference. talking to one reporter. He asked me, "Do you believe?" Guy couldn't answer the question. He said, "Believe in what?" He said, "So you don't believe?" And then he said, "Next question." But come to find out, that's one of the reporters that Deion has been known for a long time, and he's been negative toward Deion since his Cowboy days. So Deion knows that reporter, and he don't want everything to be reflected, toward him. It's about the kids, you know what I'm saying? But y'all guys go back and really think about it. Deion has been the same way ever since he stepped foot playing the sport. Nobody had a problem with his brash ways back in the days when he's pumping up the crowd, prime time, making videos. Everybody was loving it then. But he brings that same mentality and that same swag to the coaching carousel, and now he gets backlash. And the reason why I say he's getting backlash, there's a lot of reports and a lot of people have podcasts, a lot of, media personnel, Fox Sports, ESPN. A lot of people talk about a lot of things, but when Tom Luginbill made his statement about Colorado having the worst roster in the college football, it backfired on him. But the thing about it is, everybody is trying to downplay, not everybody, but majority are trying to downplay the win Colorado had over TCU this past weekend. TCU was ranked 17th for a reason. They're the runner-up in the national title game, even though it's not the same roster, but college FBS, they thought it was good enough to rank them number 17. Colorado wasn't ranked. Deion overhauled that whole team. He basically handpicked the players that he wanted on his roster. And it's working out, it's benefiting, because you got to look at it. Colorado has a lot of skilled players at the skill position that know how to make plays. The defense, like Deion said, they got to work on, but that will come in time. And now people are going to be excited and want to play for Colorado Buffaloes, because if you ask me, Deion has turned that program around with just one victory. You go back to last year, Colorado ain't been good for a long time. Last year they had one victory. This year, first game of the season, they go down to Fort Worth and take on TCU, the Horned Frogs, and they beat them in their own stadium. That says a lot. But the backlash Deion is getting is a lot of people are downplaying the victory, like Deion didn't accomplish something. Deion, with 46 new players coming in, getting everybody to buy in, to believe in what he believes in, and everything is just sticking. If you really look at it, his coaching staff, they probably have one of the best coaching staffs in college football. But the comments after, the victory, everybody's like, pump your brakes. It's just one victory. But you got to go back and look. Colorado only had one victory last year. So that's a testament to what Deion has brought, the culture. He has changed the culture in Colorado. He has the whole football world in college on notice. Everybody it's must-see TV. Everybody's going to be tuned in every Saturday to watch the Colorado Buffaloes play. And some of the reports of some of these beat writers and the analysts talking about, they beat TCU. Man, TCU ain't no joke. I mean, they was runners up in the national championship game. Give Deion his credit. Like I said, when he was a player doing things, Deion is a winner. All his stuff transitions to winning. The belief, his motivational speeches. Guys love that. People want to play for Deion now. And then you got superstars coming in, giving their speeches, like the likes of Michael Irvin and Warren Sapp. Terrell Owens been on the scene. Ocho Cinco been on the scene. It's like wherever Deion goes, he brings a winning culture. Deion has always been a winner. From Pee-wee football all the way up to baseball, Deion has been a winner. Football, with a Super Bowl champion. He's a two-sport star. So wherever he goes, it's all about winning and believing in his craft and believing in what his abilities are to make everybody believe, and them kids believe. But I was listening to, a podcast, Fox Sports 1, with Rob Parker, and I think he had Adam Schumann on there. And this is along the lines of one of the comments I received on the podcast that I did over the weekend when Colorado beat TCU. Somebody made a comment that, Rob Parker is trying to downplay the victory that Deion Sanders and Colorado Buffaloes got against TCU. And, in the past, Rob Parker, along with Jason Whitlock, they don't give their own the respect that they deserve. I understand it's just one victory, but that one victory goes a long way on the way that Deion did it. He did it his way. Reporters didn't like the fact that just because his son is quarterback, that he brought him to Colorado, and then he didn't have to fight for the job. He just gave him the job. Like I said, man, we got to stop downplaying the namesake just because their fathers was sports stars and they bear that same name, that they don't have their own accolades. Shedeur Sanders is a real quarterback, and he put everybody on notice this past Saturday. But Rob Parker had some things he had to say. Him and Adam Schumann was going back and forth. And we're going to take a listen to what Rob Parker had to say. And when we come back, we'll break that down. Take a listen.
Kids from all over the country calling him to want to play for Colorado. That I promise. And they're favored over Nebraska this Saturday.
Okay. I hear you, but I think people are getting carried away. And I'm going to say, Andy, I'll put you in that category, okay? I am.
Okay.
Because it's a great win, and I'm not trying to poo-poo it, discount it, whatever, but it's one football game win. Teams will not be taking Colorado lightly. They won one game a year ago, new coach, new system, new players. So you might have taken them for granted. Gave up TCU gave up 510 passing yards. 510. I thought TCU, does that stand for Texas Choke University? You cannot lose that game at home. Your season's almost over in college football.
No doubt.
Am I right?
You're saying, you may be saying I'm going over the top and carried away. If it was any other school, this team was in the national championships last year. You got to expect more from them and what they put out the other day. It was ridiculous.
I agree with you, that's on TCU. Absolutely.
Right.
That's where you look at TCU and you got to question what's going on there. How much was last year a fluke? What were they thinking? Did they not have the kids prepared? But here's what I'm going to say, and Deion Sanders did a great job at Jackson State. I think he's a fabulous dude when it comes to the kids and trying to, better the kids, get them opportunity. I love everything he's doing. But I'm not going to throw a parade where he's cashing receipts after week one and questioning media members who weren't all the way on board and you didn't believe and all that kind of stuff. I just think you better be careful with all of that, throwing confetti after week one and acting like you arrived. Because you can win a game in college football, and you can win. I remember when Jeff Saturday, and Deion's has coaching experience, so it's not exactly the same thing. But, Andy, you remember when Jeff Saturday won the first game. Do you remember that? And
look, it's apples and oranges because Jeff Saturday came in the middle of a situation.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying the reaction of winning your first game is what I'm saying.
No,
they were
right.
praising Jeff Saturday. Oh, see, you don't need to be a coach. He doesn't have any experience. It's about being a leader of men. It's not about just coaching and all these other things, and other players can do this and all that. And that thing turned quickly is all I'm saying. Right. Be careful about throwing confetti at people after 1 week because you're not going to sneak up on anybody else going forward.
But these are players he didn't inherit. These are players he handpicked. These are his kids.
I
these
get
are kids
that.
he wanted. They're going to, you know what? They're going to be bowl eligible.
Yes, now they all hear that. Now, Rob Parker said a lot. And Adam Schumer, I respect that because he didn't let Rob Parker off the hook. A lot of things that Rob Parker said really is a testament to what Deion did, because the fact that, you're in an uproar because of the fact that Deion, went out to TCU and got that victory. Like Adam Schumer said, he handpicked the players and he got it done. And when he was talking about Jeff Saturday, I agree with Adam Schumer. It's apples to oranges, because Jeff Saturday was thrown into that situation, to coach the Colts. He was thrown into that situation and he got a victory. That's altogether different. Deion handpicked these guys, brought them all together. A lot of guys that was on the team last year, they jumped in the transfer portal, and Deion has his own squad. So the expectations was a little different. And Deion, he overcame the expectations and he got a victory. He got the first victory of the year, and Colorado had one victory all of last year. Colorado hasn't been good for a long time. Deion has changed that culture. Then Rob Parker goes on to say that, cashing all these receipts. Well, you're living in the moment. Deion can say, I got receipts from the reporters that said, bad things about it, that they're not going to beat TCU. They was 21-point underdogs, and you go in there and you cover and beat the number 17 ranked team in the nation. So yeah, Deion kept the receipts, and a lot of people, Rob Parker, he doesn't agree with that. He said he's not going to throw a parade. Deion hasn't thrown a parade. Deion just letting know people we coming and they here. So like I said, Rob Parker is, like he said, he wasn't trying to poo-poo or downplay the victory. You are trying to downplay the victory, man. Just give Deion his respect. It was a great win for that program, and it was a great uplifting story for them young kids that bought into what Deion was trying to convey to them, that when you believe in something and you stand on it, you can achieve it. So don't try to just downplay that victory. So as we go on, like Schumer said, they're favorites now against Nebraska. Now, Nebraska's coming off a bone-crushing loss to Minnesota last week, in the Matt Rule era. So it's like they're playing in Boulder, Colorado. So the national media is going to be a whole spectacle in Boulder this weekend covering that game. Colorado find a way to win that game. Then what are they going to say? That's 2 victories under their belt. But as far as Rob Parker, just give him his respect, man. Give Deion his respect, man. Well deserved, man. You can't just overlook this victory. Stop downplaying and minimizing what Deion has accomplished. That's one thing. Don't downplay and minimize that. You still got to realize, like Adam Schumer said, that was TCU. They was just in the national championship game a year ago. Regardless of what players are left over, what players are gone, Max Duggan is not there, but he acts like, TCU gave up 510 yards passing. Give credit to Deion and his coaching staff for the scheme that they ran against TCU and unleash Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur Sanders proved to everybody that he's a proven quarterback. Even in that first game, he sat there and broke records. And you go back and look at it, last year they had one receiver with 100 yards reception. On Saturday, they had 4. So let's give Deion his kudos, man. And like I said, man, y'all guys let me know what y'all think in the comments about, Rob Parker downplaying Deion's victory. Like I said, the show is always sponsored by.
This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Man, appreciate my man Brian Kelly over there at True Choice Insurance, man. You get with him for all your insurance needs, man. He's doing a great job over there. Hashtag salute. Man, so you guys let me know in the comments, man. Like I say, always remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's give Deion his kudos, man. Let's see how this thing's going to play out, man. But he deserves more respect than what some of these beat writers are giving him. I mean, like I said, when he was a player, he did it flashy and nobody had a problem with it. But now that he's coaching and he's bringing that same flash, it seems like a lot of beat writers got a problem with that. But Deion said he keeps receipts, man. And that's all he said. He's keeping receipts, man. He's put the, college football on notice, man. So once again, man, that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast.
Another one.
Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.